Good morning and welcome to our Grand Classes Luncheon and also to the annual meeting of the Alumni Association of Case Western Reserve University. I'm Dan Clancy, and it is my pleasure to welcome all of our alumni back to campus, particularly those of you who have graduated from the university 50 years or more, whom we refer to as our Grand Alumni. I ask all of those alums who have graduated 50 years or more and who are our Grand Alumni to please stand for appropriate recognition. And not to overlook the 50-year alums and the 60-year alums, but there are several alums that are within the grand classes that I would like to identify and hold your applause until we're completed. First of all, celebrating her 70th reunion from Case Western Reserve University is Louise Carpenter of the Floristone Mather class of 1939. Louise. And celebrating his 71st reunion from the Adelbert class of 1938 and the dental school class of 1940 is Ed Ferrari. Ed, please stand. And the grandest of all of our grand alums who are here today, from the Floristone Mather class of 1936, meaning celebrating their 73rd reunion from Case Western Reserve University, are Virginia Savelin and Barbara Thatcher Williams, who are seated right down here at this table. Several of the deans would like to also extend their welcome, and the first dean I'm going to call upon is Dean Davis from the School of Medicine.
Well, I'm delighted to welcome you to the Grand Classes Luncheon. The School of Medicine is the second oldest school in Case Western Reserve University, having been founded in 1846. And we have been recognized for excellence in medical education for the last century, since 1909, when Abraham Flexner declared us to be one of only 3 schools in the country whose curriculum was worthy of emulation. Our grand classes have been having wonderful education for all that time and have served as our ambassadors. I want to particularly recognize our class of 1959, which contains the president of our Alumni Association, Norton Greenberger. Our reunion has been chaired by Dick Briggs, and with the able assistance of Ed White. With all of this, our class of 1959 has brought in the greatest attendance, the greatest percent of its members attending reunion ever. So we're thrilled with the attendance. And I'm sure they'd be pleased to give advice on that.
It's my great pleasure to welcome you all here. We have alumni from, of course, the local region and around the country and indeed around the world that are present here today. I particularly want to thank the many class representatives that have worked hard to encourage you, their classmates, to come back to campus. And because of their efforts, we have alumni attending from a variety of schools representing our rich heritage. Dean Davis mentions the School of Medicine as the second oldest school at Case Western Reserve University. The College of Arts and Sciences is both the youngest and the oldest of the schools at Case Western Reserve University. As you know, we have a somewhat complicated history, and so I'm pleased to welcome my alumni from Adelbert College. You can all cheer. The School of Architecture, School of Education, Cleveland College, Flora Stone Mather College, School of Graduate Studies, and indeed the Case Institute of Technology. So I am immensely proud of the rich heritage of the College of Arts and Sciences and all of you as alumni. I'd particularly like to echo Dan Clancy's sentiment in recognizing the classes celebrating reunions, especially the class of 1959 on their 50th anniversary. And I'm particularly pleased that we have Sandra Vodenoff, president of the Flora Stone Mather Alumni Association, present. And Nancy Fink, class of Western Reserve College of 73, president of the University Alumni Association. And finally, just a brief plug for some of the college's other events. I'd like to extend an invitation to you to attend the panel discussion on sustainability this afternoon at 4 p.m., located in the Inamori Center down in the garden level of Crawford Hall. Just up the quad. And after that, the college has a welcome reception in Sage's Cafe, just above that. And then tomorrow morning, we have a brunch at 11 a.m. In the tent of Alumni House, and later we'll join the Flora Stone Mather alumni for the tea, at which we look forward to unveiling, well, a special event. I'll leave it at that at the moment. So thank you all very much, welcome, and I'm delighted to be here with you.
Welcome. I graduated from this dental school in 1970, and I'd like to tell you what an incredible student I was, but there's a table full of people there that were my teachers, and they know the truth. So I can't do that. I would like to welcome you all. This has been a period of great achievement for the dental school. And every year we work hard to make the previous ceiling our new floor. And that causes us to have to redouble our efforts and energy each year. And when we see so many people here who really care deeply about the university, it really provides us with the incentive and enthusiasm to do the things we have to do. So thanks for being here. I hope you enjoy yourselves.
It's my pleasure to always bring greetings from the Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing. And it was one of the first schools of nursing ever in a university. So that's one of the things that we're very proud of. The School of Nursing is the top ranking school of nursing in the state of Ohio and the 4th ranking school at a private university throughout the country. I am so proud of all of our alums, and we have a history of going forth and doing well, and I want you to know that graduates from our School of Nursing have been president of all of the nursing associations, and that's throughout the world. So it's always nice to come back and to see everyone, and thank you very much.
The one other university person that I'd like to recognize is our provost, Bud Baislick, who has joined us today for lunch also. Bud, thank you. Presiding at the program today is Nancy Fink, the president of the Alumni Association of Case Western Reserve University. As Cyrus mentioned earlier, Nancy is a 1973 graduate of Western Reserve College. She lives in Arnold, Maryland.
Good afternoon. In addition to this being the Grand Classes Luncheon, where we recognize and honor all of those folks who graduated at least 50 years ago, this luncheon is also the annual meeting of the Alumni Association of Case Western Reserve University. We have 2 items of official business that we need to take care of. The first, we have the election of 6 new board members, and then after that we will do the presentation of the Alumni Association Awards. The Board of Directors of the Alumni Association of Case Western Reserve University recommends the following be elected to the board for a 3-year term, and please stand as your name is called. John Cobbs, who cannot be with us today, Ken Katina, Doug Leary, John Massey, Mary Ellen McKee Hamad, and Ken Roberts. All in favor, please indicate so. All opposed? Congratulations. In addition to the association's Distinguished Alumnus Award, 2 new awards will be presented this year: the Outstanding Recent Alumni Award and the Newton D. Baker Distinguished Service Award. Laura Nosek, Chair of the Board's Recognition Committee, will introduce the recipients.
A hearty welcome to all of you. Isn't this beautiful to see so many of you back on campus today? So happy to have you here. Thank you for joining us. And I want to give credit to my very superb recognition committee. It is a very diverse committee. Elizabeth Chu from Charlottesville, Virginia, a graduate of Weatherhead. Patricia Kilpatrick from Hudson, Ohio, a Floorstone Mather grad. Michael Magnus from New York City, from ADL and Law. John Massey, South Russell, Ohio, from CIT. Harold McCrae from Chicago, a Weatherhead graduate. Susan Raya, Katy, Texas, and another Weatherhead grad. And Srinivas Rao from Seattle, Washington, Weatherhead. See how well Weatherhead is represented. And Takeshi Totori from Moraya, Ibaraki, Japan, a metallurgy and materials science graduate. They have been a wonderful committee, and I appreciate all that they've done. May we give them some recognition, please. The recipient of the 2009 Newton D. Baker Outstanding Alumni Award for service is Charles R. Alt. Mr. Alt may be well known to many of you. His health has prevented him from joining us today to accept his award, so we were able to have lunch with him a couple of days ago and present the award to him at that time. I would like you to know that the first time that I met Charlie Alt, he was coming through the revolving doors of the Intercontinental Hotel wearing a bolo tie. Not many bolo ties in Cleveland, Ohio. But at the time, he was residing in Arizona and clearly looked the part. He certainly grabbed my attention then, but I had no inkling of what was yet to come. A man with the expertise born of years of law experience and the energy, vision, and persuasion skills to mold the legal, structural, and functional framework of an entirely new concept. A university-wide alumni association that would effectively and efficiently serve the more than 102,000 living alumni of the Case Western Reserve. Those who worked with him on the governance committee of the Alumni Association described Charlie as diligent, insightful, outspoken, a good and wise advisor and counselor, and the member who was always able to remember what had happened at the previous meeting. So important. Charlie nearly independently drafted the bulk of the new Alumni Association Articles of Governance, even as he retired to Arizona and served as the liaison of the Arizona Regional Chapter. His contributions to the emergence of a vital alumni association that serves a globally diverse alumni community were critical to the successful and timely viability of the dream of an all-embracing alumni association. However, Charlie's contributions to our university go back much farther. He has been a committed alumnus for half a century, serving on the Law School Alumni Association Board of Directors and on the Law School Visiting Committee. When Charlie and his wife Janice tragically lost their son as a young lawyer, they established the Jonathan M. Alt Mock Trial Team that helps train students in trial advocacy. They also created and funded the Jonathan M. Alt Symposium, Professional Responsibility and Multidiscipline Practice Conference, as well as an award presented at graduation. Anecdotes about Charlie's contribution to the developmental and emotional well-being of law students and to fundraising efforts at the law school abound. It was my great privilege to present the inaugural 2009 Newton D. Baker Outstanding Service Award of the Alumni Association of Case Western Reserve University to Charles R. Alt. You can see the award that we presented to him on the screen. And Charlie did want to make some comments to all of you in response to receiving that award. So I will read those to you. I am truly overwhelmed by the presentation to me of the 2009 Newton D. Baker Outstanding Award of the new Alumni Recognition Program. It is also another step in pursuing goals we discussed a few years ago, but not to honor me with the first award, I assure you. Laura's kind complimentary words make me want to respond in greater detail, but what better expression to use than thank you, when said, written, even sung with a sincerity and a warm, convincing voice. He makes a comment to me at this point. By the way, Laura, I still prefer and wear bolos, not only for the Western memories, but they are much easier to put on. One of Laura's comments focused on the drafting of documents, which was one of my principal responsibilities. I'm amazed at the volume of work that can be produced without even being paid. But the reward has come, and it is a beautiful recognition piece of engraved glass, which will be in our living room for a long time, or at least as long as an 86-year-old can expect. I also want to tell you how much I regret not being with you today. I am recovering from an extended illness, and that preempts all other activity. Finally, for those of you who don't know, I practiced for over 20 years with Wendell, Fallsgraf, and crew until we merged over the next 20 years with Baker, Hostetler, and Patterson, now Baker and Hostetler, the firm founded by Newton D. Baker and Joe Hostetler in 1916. Small world. Baker was involved in Cleveland affairs as well as political matters. He was also a great supporter of Western Reserve University. Being connected as we now are by this reward is a standalone honor of which I am very proud. Please join me in giving Charlie congratulations. Thank you. The second inaugural award that we are presenting today is the Outstanding Recent Alumni Award to recognize a graduate of Case Western Reserve University who has been a member of the university's alumni community for just 10 to 15 years. During those 10 to 15 years, that individual must have demonstrated exemplary professional or career achievement rooted in the Case Western Reserve University education, or have demonstrated exemplary in-kind or philanthropic contributions to support and promote the mission, vision, and values of the university. The 2009 recipient has demonstrated exemplary achievement of both. Dr. Lee E. Ponsky took his first step along the road to this award while still a student at Shaker Heights High School, when he co-authored an article for the American Surgeon. Just 2 years later, as a pre-med student at University of Rochester, he co-authored an article for Surgical Endoscopy, and he was out of the station and off down the track. In 2008, Dr. Ponsky's work was published in 8 medical journals, and to date, in 2009, he has 7 publications out or in press, along with several book chapters. Over the past 10 years, he has made 65 podium presentations, been an invited lecturer multiple times across the United States, in China, the Middle East, and India, and taught our medical students in his role of assistant professor of urology at University Hospital's Case Medical Center. Dr. Ponsky is a funded researcher and the co-investigator on a 4-year, $2.5 million National Institutes of Health grant. He is clearly an expert in his field and serves in the role of Chief, Division of Urologic Oncology, Director of the Center for Urologic Oncology and Minimally Invasive Therapy, and Associate Director, Institute for Surgery and Innovation. During his first year as a medical student at Case Western Reserve University, Lee Ponsky visited a Nigerian medical clinic where he observed the staff collecting bread bags for use as surgical gloves and using fishing wire as sutures. Well aware that such medical supplies were being discarded by the ton back home in Cleveland, he conceived and founded MedWish International, a 501c3 charitable organization that collects unused medical supplies and equipment and sends them to third world countries. In addition to the benefits gleaned by those countries, MedWish prevents those tons of waste from entering our own local landfills. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge that all that achievement in just 12 years since his graduation from Case Western Reserve University Medical School requires extraordinary support from Dr. Ponsky's wife, Monica, and their 3 children. Kudos to each of you as well. And now, please join me, Dr. Ponsky. It gives me great pleasure to present the 2009 Outstanding Recent Alumni Award to you. Thank you. Please say a few words if you would like.
Wow, I feel like I'm too young to hear my eulogy. That was really... couple things I need to make sure that we clarify here. I was a high school student when we wrote that paper, but that was because I was begging my father to get into his lab to do some work, so I had a connection there. So I'm truly honored, and I truly feel not worthy of this award. When they let me know, I almost thought it was a joke, because I look at things that we're doing as it's just we get up every day and we do what we do. Let me tell you, I went to undergraduate school in University of Rochester in Rochester, New York, and no disrespect to University of Rochester, but it was a very cutthroat and competitive environment where my only thing I got up every day was that I wanted to go to medical school and be a doctor. That was what drove me every day, is truly fear of not getting into medical school. It was not the most supportive environment, I'd say. We had a fight. There were 300 of us trying to get into medical school. We finished, there were 60 of us. And they said, you know, you go to medical school, they tell you the story, you look on the right and the left, and one of you aren't going to be there at the end of your medical school career. For some fluke, I did get accepted to Case Western Reserve School of Medicine, and I will never forget the day I received my letter in the mail. I held it and just stared at it. And the dean's here, and she has no understanding of what it means. She doesn't remember to get that letter that she sends out every year. It means something so special, and I've kept that letter, and I don't know why. And I thought I was insane. Why would I keep this letter? I've moved. I still make sure I pack that letter, until a couple weeks ago, my father, who's a doctor, graduated in 1971, came downstairs and said, here, look at this. This is my acceptance letter to Case Western Reserve School of Medicine. I look around the room here and I see the giants who helped be a part of my training. Marcia Wykle, who was an unbelievable mentor and a dean for me. A good friend now, Carl Dorshuk, who I have the privilege of working with in my MedWish ventures, who's on our board. Dr. Fradian, who showed me that I didn't want to be a general surgeon because working in those hot ORs were way too much. Dr. Junglis and Ed Eigner, just to name a few. I truly feel privileged to be amongst you. I hope that I could continue to do good work so that one day I could be considered for the Distinguished Award, because I hope that the work that we do will continue to make me proud, and I'm excited to continue to be a part of this community in Case. Thank you.
It is my very great pleasure to honor a woman who has been recognized by her colleagues as a pioneer throughout her career for quietly, yet persistently, breaking traditions and challenging policies. The small town girl, as she thinks of herself, from Mount Pleasant, Ohio, was denied entrance to several schools of nursing in Ohio simply because of her race, a commonly accepted practice 100 years after Florence Nightingale recruited women whose behavior was far less savory to provide nursing care to the military at Scutari during the Crimean War. My own family stories recount that although Ohio was a Union state, strong elements of Confederacy values persisted in Southern Ohio long after the guns were silenced. May Louise Hinton Wykle graduated from the Ruth Brandt Hospital School of Nursing in Martins Ferry, Ohio, with a diploma in nursing, and just 6 years later earned her baccalaureate in nursing from the enlightened, progressive, nationally acclaimed Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing at Case Western Reserve University. Master's and doctoral work at Case Western Reserve University soon followed. Today, her CV is 109 pages in length, and she is recognized internationally for her leadership and research in geriatric mental health and as past president of Sigma Theta Tau International Honor Society of Nursing. Dr. Wykle has served as a visiting professor and consultant at stellar universities throughout the United States and launched educational programs in Europe, Africa, and Asia. She served as director of the University Center for Aging and Health here at home for 20 years and was a strong advocate for health policy changes to benefit patients, serving as a delegate to the White House Conference on Aging. Dr. Wykle is a proud and staunch voice for Case Western Reserve University, historically providing selfless services of all ilk to this university far beyond the standard for her job. And in 2007, the May L. Wykle Professorship was established at the Bolton School. Recognized across the nursing and healthcare community for recruiting and mentoring women, men, and other minorities to the nursing profession, she is known for her velvet glove diplomacy to achieve change. The words heroic and trailblazer have been used to describe this small town girl whose wisdom and persistence influenced the lives of countless students, colleagues, patients, and the nursing profession globally, long before global and its multiple derivatives were on the tip of every tongue. It is my great privilege to present the 2009 Distinguished Alumni Award to Dr. May Wykle.
Thank you, Laura, so much. I accept this most prestigious honor with great pride because there are many of you out there today who also deserve this award. In my work as Dean of the Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing, I have traveled, so to speak, the four corners of the globe to advance the university's mission. And whether I'm in Zimbabwe or Tokyo or Chile, the individuals and scholars that I meet know well Case Western Reserve University's name and hold it in high regard. But this recognition today symbolizes my great affection for the university. A Case Western Reserve University education represents to me success, determination, and accomplishment. But most of all, it represents to me empowerment and overcoming challenges. Those of you who know me do know that I grew up in Martins Ferry, down on the Ohio River. Sometimes we refer to ourselves as the Valley Girls because there are a couple other faculty from there. And it is a small town in southern Ohio. But after receiving a diploma from the Martins Ferry Hospital School of Nursing, one day the director came in to say, now some of you may be thinking of going on to college. And we were shocked. College, and I'm an RN, why do I need to go to college? But I soon learned that there was a Bachelor of Science in Nursing program at Case Western Reserve. So that's where I came then to get my degree. I love working with students and faculty and staff, and I really do appreciate all the support they've given me through the years. And I have truly been blessed. All of my blessings in my life, I think, was coming to Case Western Reserve University. And I have loved the students. I have loved the challenges. I've loved the groundbreaking research that nursing is now doing. And I'm constantly touched by the determination of our faculty and the compassionate and effective leadership of the university administration. University President Barbara Snyder once wrote, see, I do read what you write, that the role of the modern research university is to solve society's greatest challenges and answer its enduring questions. This is also the role of nursing as well. And it's also my own personal mission to advance human health across the lifespan. And it's Case Western Reserve University, my experience here, that has given me the tools to work toward this mission. You know, faculty, students, and staff come and go, but alumni are forever. And I am truly touched and humbled by this award, and I thank all of you for your recognition.
And it is now my distinct pleasure to introduce the president of Case Western Reserve University, Barbara Snyder.
Congratulations, Lee and May, and of course to Charlie. I'm sorry he couldn't be here today. I do want to start by thanking Nancy Fink for her wonderful work as president of our Alumni Association. During her term, I want you to know that Nancy has been the epitome of an engaged and energizing leader. She comes back to campus regularly for events, and she finds time to support university efforts back in the greater Washington, D.C. area. Whether it is a send-off for our incoming freshmen or advice for our mid-career graduates, Nancy has always been eager to help. We are deeply grateful for all you have done for Case Western Reserve. Thank you, Nancy. It is people like Nancy who make my job such a pleasure and a privilege. As graduates, you know this institution in an extraordinary and unique way. You know firsthand the talent and the commitment of our faculty. You know the influence of our extracurricular activities, whether you were in a fraternity or sorority, or you ran track, played on the football team, or were in a club. You also know the lasting connections that can be formed among classmates during late-night study sessions. No matter where you've gone in life, no matter what you've accomplished, or which honors you've accumulated, this place has always been a part of you. Here you acquired some essential pieces of knowledge about academic subjects, and just as often about yourselves. This homecoming is an opportunity to reflect on that special time, to consider those lessons, and to reconnect with old friends. Let me say again, we are so pleased to welcome you back to your campus, and we hope you have a wonderful time this weekend, and that you will come back again and again and again. Now, my job today is to give you a little update about the state of the university. The short answer is we are doing very well, thanks largely to the support of people like you, our alumni, and other friends. In 2008-2009, we set a new record for the second highest fundraising total in the university's history, $108.7 million, and an increase of more than 5% over last year's total. This progress is a testament to the hard work of many, many people on our campus, but I can't help mention Bruce Losine, who was our Senior Vice President of University Relations and Development, who is with another alum somewhere else, but is here with us in spirit. Of course, even more than the hard work of people, it truly is an extraordinary statement of faith in our institution by the people who care about us. As you all know, the past 12 months has not exactly been a good time for the global economy. It would have been very easy, indeed even understandable, for our supporters to delay their contributions until the market improved. But if anything, they've been even more passionate about stepping forward right now. One of the most rewarding aspects of our fundraising this year has been the leadership of our trustees. In October, a year ago, just right at this time, perhaps the worst time of financial uncertainty, our former board chair, Frank Linsalata, and his wife, Jocelyn, announced a $3 million gift to support scholarships for undergraduate students and a capital project to enhance the student experience. Then in February, Chuck Fowler and his wife, Shar, announced a $7.5 million gift to support research and education on sustainable value at our Weatherhead School of Management. Finally, in June, our current board chair, Bud Koch, and his wife, Katie, announced their $5 million gift for a capital project to enhance the student experience. In many ways, our trustees know us best. Their gifts not only provide crucial support for our initiatives, they also send a powerful signal to the larger community that our trustees believe in Case Western Reserve enough to make a meaningful investment in the work we are doing here. And of course, pretty quickly, word of support like that starts to spread. And before you know it, you have a community that starts to feel serious momentum. It builds on itself. This is Cleveland, so I'm going to say like a snowball rolling downhill. Consider some of our other key indicators. The undergraduate class this fall had an average SAT score 19 points higher than the average score for the previous class, which had a score 9 points higher than the class the year before that. This year, we drew substantially more students from outside Ohio. Our freshman class is 62.5% from out of state. We also brought 84 international undergraduate students to our campus, triple the number we had had in the previous year. In the spring, our faculty members had an opportunity to step up to apply for stimulus funds to support their research. They submitted nearly 700 individual proposals. To date, we've received 118 awards worth more than $54 million over the next 2 years. That is great news. I couldn't possibly tell you enough about all the projects, but I will give you a flavor. Our researchers have won support for projects that will turn yard waste into asphalt, create electrical devices to reduce chronic pain, develop targeted drug treatments for cancer and heart disease, and build a robotic surgical assistant. We've had some other success stories too. Last winter, the Baker Nord Center for the Humanities won a highly competitive federal challenge grant to advance its programs on the campus and in the larger Cleveland community from the National Endowment for the Humanities. Key to its success in that proposal, we learned, was the Baker Nord Center's record of encouraging cooperative work among our neighborhood's cultural institutions. Just yesterday, we celebrated the 40th anniversary of the Department of Biomedical Engineering, which was one of the first such programs in the country. Case Western Reserve has been a leader in developing technologies that allow paralyzed patients to move their limbs and heart patients to avoid invasive surgery. Our reflection on the department's achievements was truly inspiring, but what has me excited is the future. Our researchers are on the brink of breakthroughs that will make huge positive changes in the lives of people. No wonder undergraduate and graduate students are so eager to come to work with these academic pioneers. It is exciting to be at a place with such impact. One of the very first things that drew me to Case Western Reserve, or I should say drew me back to Case Western Reserve, was its immense potential. We have talented faculty, terrific students, and a compact campus that naturally lends itself to interdisciplinary collaborations. Nearly everyone I meet on this campus believes that we can be even better, and that aspiration is the first step toward greater achievement. Let me give you one example. It's on my mind this weekend, our football team. When I speak to graduates of the past decades, they have many wonderful stories about their time here in University Circle. But I think it's fair to say that accounts of gridiron greatness do not always appear in these conversations. But as I stand before you today, our Spartans have a 26-game regular season winning streak. And just to give you a sense of the context, I want you to know that in 2006, our team was 5-5, and the previous year, they were 3-7. The idea then that our team would be nationally ranked was thought to be little more than a fantasy, but our coaches believed, and our student athletes believed too. And right now, on this day, in October 2009, our football Spartans are ranked number 9 in Division III in the country. Well, they started with hope, but their actual success came only after a lot of hard work, additional resources, and of course, a marvelous new playing facility on the north side of our campus. In short, our Spartans got some opportunities, created some others, and now are seizing them with great gusto. Their story offers an example for us all. And that brings me to the final point about the state of the university, and that's the power of story. All of you know what a distinctive place this is. You've lived it. But one of the points that's become increasingly clear to me is our need to do a better job of telling our story to people who don't know us as well as you do. One of the initiatives we've been working on in recent months is something that experts in the field call brand positioning. Put more simply, we've been talking about what makes Case Western Reserve University special and how we can best convey that message to other people. For a place as comprehensive and complex as ours, condensing the entire university into a short message is a very difficult task. Doing so in a way that appeals to both head and heart is even tougher. But fortunately, we have some remarkably skilled people in the Office of University Marketing and Communications. They came together to create the video I am about to show you. Before it runs, let me say a couple of things. When you're on your way out, you can say thank you to Laura Calafadis, sitting right over there, Vice President for University Relations, who brought about the transformation. Yes, I pointed to her. She knows where she is. Who brought about the transformation in university marketing and communications. Second, I want to make sure you know that every single person you will see in the video I'm about to show you is a student, staff, or faculty member at Case Western Reserve, sometimes with some of the people we serve in the community. There are no models in this video, no actors, no ad agencies were used to make this, no production companies. This is 100% homegrown, and I hope you enjoy it. think we have something there. We're pretty proud of it. Anyway, thank you so much for coming today and for giving me the opportunity to talk with you today about some of the things happening at the university. It is now my pleasure to return the program to Dan Clancy. Thank you very much.
You can really see that there is exciting things happening back here at your alma mater, and you should be very proud of what is going on. This concludes our program. I do want to thank all of our university staff who have been so involved in setting this up, and also a special thanks to our athletic director, Dave Dials, who rearranged basketball team practice schedules and other athletic schedules and activities that are usually taking place in the Adelbert gym here so that we could have our luncheon here. But most importantly, I want to thank all of you for attending and enjoy your reunions and this wonderful weekend. Thank you.